Now, what do we benefit from this? First of all, the first thing that comes in our mind, that all of these groups, starting from the beginning, from 1928 up until now, all this terrorism or terroristic groups, they are not Wahhabi, they are not Salafi, as the media claim that they came from Wahhabism, from Salafism. They are not Wahhabi, they are not Salafi. All of these groups wasn't initiated in Saudi Arabia or in Kuwait, or the origin was in Egypt and India. And this ideology came up to Saudi Arabia, or some of Saudis, through Bin Laden, who went to Afghanistan and he got up this ideology, this terrorism ideology, terrorist ideology. So all what the media claim, that Abu Qatada, Abu Hamza, Osama bin Laden, all of them, they came from Wahhabi bases. This is a big, كذبة, big lie, huge lie. All of them, all of their thoughts, they also announced, they declared that the main books that we took our ideology is Sayyid Qutb and Abu al-Madudi. Then came up the books of Sayyid Imam. These are the major books that all the Khawarij, all the terrorist people or groups, they took their ideas from them. They didn't take any ideology from Muhammad Abdul Wahhab, neither the scholars in Saudi Arabia whatsoever. So what the media claim that they came from Wahhabism, or the Wahhabism, or what they call the non-violent extremism will lead to violent extremism, this is a big lie, because what they call non-violent extremism, which they mean Wahhabi or Salafi, and the violent extremism, which means all the groups, they are opposite, exactly opposite. Exactly opposite. So non-violent extremism actually will prevent from violent extremism. Not like what Henry Jackson or other reports says, okay, this will lead this. This is a big lie. This is a big lie. And then, so they lie to us because they want us to be away from the real Salafism, the real Wahhabism. Even though there's nothing called Wahhabism, but they say as all the ideas that came from Muhammad Wahhab called Wahhabism. Let's say what they, let's call them what the media says. Wahhabism means Salafism, which means the clear Islam, the Islam that Prophet Muhammad came up with. This is Salafism.
Shaykh, they even say now that the Salafis are fundamentalists.
What do they mean by fundamentalist?
لأنهم رأوا, because they saw that they just stick to the textual evidence.
Yeah, because this is a religion. A religion, that means this is a belief. We believe in Allah and His Messenger, and we follow Quran and Sunnah. And Quran and Sunnah, they don't ask us or order us to kill the people, to make any terrorism. Islam is totally against all these actions of terrorism all over the world. Here in UK, in Europe, in Islamic countries, all of these actions are against Islam totally, against Salafism totally. And there's another point. The only group of people who can prevent the Muslims and non-Muslims from the ideology of terrorism are the Salafism. If you go to the bookshop, you cannot find any book to refute their ideology, the terrorist ideology, except the book of Salafi scholars or Salafi students of knowledge. You cannot find Ikhwani, Tahriri, Sufi, Ash'ari, whatsoever. You cannot find any book who refute their ideology with the evidence from Quran and Sunnah, except from what they call Salafiyin, or what they call in the media Wahhabiyin. So how come we say Wahhabism will lead to this? Is a big lie. So we have to make sure that Wahhabism or Salafism means the real Islam. We should go back to the real Islam. We take our religion from the text of Quran and Sunnah, and from the major scholars of Islam, like the 4 Imams and the others. This is the real religion, who are against all these actions of terrorism, and this is the religion that prevents the people. And you can see now most of the actions or violent actions that happens in UK or in France, all of these people, they didn't come from the masjid. They were from the bars, from the pubs, from drugs, then went up to bomb. So no one was known that he was making the 5 prayers in the masjid for years and years. No, all of them, they come from very bad background, from drugs, alcohol, and so on. So this is to clarify that the mosque is the real place to prevent, and the Salafism or Wahhabism are the real group of people who can prevent all Muslims from these kind of ideologies or extremist ideology. This is a brief, which the topic needs more, but this is a brief, inshallah. جزاكم الله خير والله أعلم.
Last question.
You or the audience, not you only.
I've got one question, but then I think it's very important as well. خلاص, I'll go second. تفضل يا شيخ.
No problem. خلاص. I speak better than him, by the way.
So how to respond to the media, to the non-Muslims saying, okay, we believe in jihad, but jihad is so and so. What's the best way to respond to them?
The best way, we'll tell them, if any country want to fight UK, what will you do? Will the British people fight them or not? This is jihad. So jihad is to protect the Muslim countries from enemies. Prophet ﷺ, he came with the jihad to protect the Muslims from the people who want to take their country, to change their ideas, to destroy Islam. So this is normal. This is something any country, if any country wants to take over them or take their lands, they will fight. Call them. If you want to call it a war, call it. If you want to call it jihad, but not jihad to kill the people, not to fight them, not to force them to change their religion. No, this is not jihad. Jihad is to protect Islam from all the enemies.
Sheikh, can I ask a question now?
You ask a question? La. No. Because you are a bad translator. You cannot ask questions. Yeah. What's your question?
Allah